I just worked 61 hours in 5 days, and in today's video, I want to talk about how that affected me in my sobriety, my workouts, my eating, my family, and all that stuff. But first, what is going on, Brousseau fam? And thank you guys so much for checking out another new video, guys. Today we are 1,112 days sober, dude. Today is Monday, March 16th, 2026. I just got out of work. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I had a short shift today, a 5-hour shift. So it wasn't that bad. I feel accomplished and happy that I was able to make it through. But this morning wasn't that bad. We got up bright and early, 2:30 in the morning. We made our coffee just like usual. Drove down to work, and I only had the one break, and on that break I had a Sprite Zero. So now we are gonna go head to the gym finally, because I have not been to the gym in 5 days. I haven't been since Wednesday of last week, and I am jonesing to get back in there. It's Monday, it's a push day. I am exhausted, but it's all good. We're gonna do chest, shoulders, and triceps. I'm just gonna have fun with this workout. I don't have a plan. Well, I have a plan. I always have a plan. But anyway, just a little bit about me in case you're new. My name's Tyler. I used to be an alcoholic. I got a little over 3 years clean and sober, and I make videos all about fitness and sobriety because I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. I post 3 times a week, and usually once a week is more of a family vlog style video, and every once in a blue moon I might talk about some faithy type things. So if that sounds good to you, man, then sit back, relax, and grab a freaking snack, dude, and welcome to the vlog. Alright guys, we have finally made it to the gym after these 5 long days, and we are going to get it started off with a fresh ice cold strawberry lemonade 3D. So let's crack this bad boy open. Oh, yeah. So the plan for today, we're going to do some side lateral raises, some face pulls, some chest flies, and some tricep push downs. We're going to probably spend the whole workout right here on this cable machine. And let me just say that I miss this place so much. I really did. Like I said, I haven't been here in 5 days, and man, it feels good to be back. In a weird way, it also kind of feels like my first time all over again, like with filming and stuff, but it's good so far. And yeah, after the workout, we'll head home, say hi to the Brousseau fam, and I just kind of want to talk about like some of the pros and cons of having worked so much this last week, and like I said, how it affected my sobriety and my family, my eating, and all that good stuff. So, all right, enough rambling. Let's take a little sippy poo, and let's get into the workout. I forgot that this is the cable machine that needs WD-40. So I might switch it. All right, the good cable machine freed up, so we're gonna camp out here for the rest of the workout. All right, guys, I think that is gonna conclude the workout. The pump feels amazing. Now I'm still fat, so you can't really see anything, but just a quick physique check here. Here we are from the side. From the front. And I'll do one from the back here. This is how we're looking. Weight-wise, the last 5 days haven't been too bad. The weight's pretty much stayed consistent. I weighed in this morning at 282.1, so only a couple ounces up from the lowest weigh-in I've had so far since I started tracking. But yeah, no, the workout was great, man. I'm so happy that I was able to come back here. Let's see if we got any, do we got any striations coming in yet? Any definition, anything? Probably not. I see it in my eyes in the mirror, but it probably won't show up on camera, and that's okay. Because I'm getting there, man. I see it a little bit. So happy that I was able to get back here, man. The last 5 days were crazy. They were long, but it's all good. So let's go head home. We'll say hi to the Brousseau fam, and then we'll just sort of wrap up the vlog and talk about, you know, how this last week affected me. And on the way home, I am gonna be having a protein shake here. Red's my favorite color, so it makes the protein powder taste like 10% better. But yeah, this is the Dymatize cookies and cream. So I'm gonna put a picture up right here so you guys can see what the label looks like. But this protein powder is pretty good. Ghost is still my favorite. And I know I showed the Dymatize, one of the other flavors that I had a couple months ago. Go check out that vlog if you can find it, because I don't even remember what flavor the protein powder was. Was it oh, what was it? Because I just had the Ghost Cinnabon protein powder. Before that I had the Dymatize, I think it was also a cinnamon flavored something. But anyway, cookies and cream. We're gonna smash this on the way home, and now we are gonna head home. Jamesy, bro. What's up, Brousseau fam? I missed you. I missed you.
My glasses are way down.
I missed you.
I missed you. It was freezing outside today. How was the heat on in here? Did you hear Daddy?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
She knew I was making the video for you.
Oh, thank you.
Someone and another someone missed you.
Yes. Alright guys, so like I said, I wanted to talk about how working 61 hours in 5 days, how it affected my sobriety, how it affected my life personally, my family, my passions, all that stuff. And I want to break it down into a couple of categories. So category number one is how it affected me personally. So I'm going to talk about my sleep, my eating habits. I want to talk about what I learned about myself from this past week and what I learned about my habits. Number two, I want to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of having worked so much this past week. You know, like what were the good things about it and what were the not so good things about it. I want to talk about how it affected my passions, you know, YouTube and the gym. And lastly, I want to just touch on if I would ever work a schedule like this again. All right, so let's dive into it, right? So, and by the way, just let me preface by saying, like, I still haven't slept or like taken a nap or anything yet. So if I look and sound completely out of it, if I'm not making any sense, I apologize. But I'm doing my best. All right, so how it affected me personally, my sleep. My sleep was basically non-existent. I slept an average of 3.5 to 4.5 hours each night the last 5 days. So, quality of sleep was not good. I would go to sleep with my feet pulsing and hurting and my legs hurting, my calves, and I would wake up with them still hurting and pulsing and my calves still hurting. So, that was not good. I would wake up, my eyes would just be like burning, dude, just burning. Not stinging, burning, like a whole nother level. All right, so what about my eating? How was my eating? Because I was literally at work all day long, every day for the past week. My eating wasn't that bad, surprisingly. I only had fast food once out of the last 5 days. I had some Burger King, okay, don't tell anybody. But I didn't get fries or soda or anything like that. It was just 2 burgers. I didn't feel like making anything when I got home, and I don't think Katie had made me anything that day. I don't remember. They all just kind of blurred into one day. I did, however, have a lot of protein bars, and I also realized that I should probably meal prep a lot of fruit to bring with me to work, as well as my regular protein shake, because there was one day where Katie had prepped me up a whole big Tupperware full of fruit, and I ate it on my lunch, and like I actually felt pretty good for the rest of my shift after that. So I think starting now, I'll start meal prepping fruit, specifically like strawberries and raspberries. Those are my favorites, and blueberries too, and bananas. Okay, now what about my family? So my family this past week, they got hit pretty hard. They were all very sad, especially Katie, and the kids were acting up a little bit more than normal, but Mama Bear held down the fort. She did a great job. The house was clean every single day. Dinner was made. She took the kids outside to play. Like, she definitely went above and beyond, and I'm so thankful that she's a stay-at-home mom. And Katie, I love you and thank you for everything you did this past week. It really means the most, and I'm sorry for being grumpy yesterday and today. All right, and so what did I learn about like myself and my habits? And you know, one thing that I gotta say is that I've never worked a shift like this or a schedule like this. And let me, just so you guys can understand, let me explain to you like what my hours were each day. Okay, so today is currently Monday, March 16th, 2026. And sorry, I'm looking at my laptop. So from Thursday, March 12th, 2026 up until today. This was that last 5-day work schedule. All right, so Thursday I worked from 5 to 7:30, so 5 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Friday I worked from 5 to 6:30. Saturday I worked from 5 until 6. Wait, I'm all over the place. Okay. Thursday I worked from 5 to 7:30. Friday I worked from 5 to 6:30. Saturday I worked from 4 till 6. Sunday I worked from 4 until 7. That was the longest day. And then today, Monday, I worked from 4 until 9. So, yeah. I have completely forgotten what I was talking about. Oh no. What was I talking about, bro? Oh, I was talking about what I had learned so far about like myself and my habits and stuff. Okay, so that was the work schedule. Now, I've never worked hours like that before, ever. And I've had a lot of jobs, like different jobs, fast food jobs and warehouse jobs and retail jobs and stuff. But I have never had like any kind of hard labor, manual labor type of job. So my point is, I've never had a job where it's just like a 12-hour shift or anything like that, right? So, you know, I did 14 and a half hours, 13 and a half, 13, 15, and then 5. And let me tell you, I have an immense amount of respect for the people that work 12 plus hour shifts 5 days a week. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you guys, you know, stay away from your family for that long, or staying away from stuff you like to do. I mean, I also live an hour away from work, and like I literally had no time to like even type out my macros and stuff, like what I was eating. Like literally the amount of seconds it would take me to type that stuff out, it was taking away from my sleep. So one thing I learned about myself was that I was very proud that I was able to push through this week, and I showed myself, I proved to myself that I could do it if I had to. And now looking back on it, like, it wasn't that bad. It wouldn't have been that bad if I had just done like 10 or 12 hour shifts. But man, once I hit 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, like that's when it really started to take a toll on me. But I was able to push through because I got beast blood running through these veins, man. I am a machine. So that was the main thing that I learned about myself, was that I could do this if I have to, and I can push through, and I can do way more than what I thought. Because, you know, there are times where I thought like I was actually going to just pass out in the middle of work from being so tired. Like, my head would just get really woozy. I would start, like, I swear to God, I started hearing things at one point. It got crazy, dude. And the other thing that I realized and learned was that my habits saved my ass. And thank God for my sobriety, because my sobriety taught me my habits, and my habits are what really ultimately got me through this last week. Like, doing the same things at the same times every day. So like just getting up, and like I don't lay in the bed. I just get up and I get right to like brushing my teeth and get ready for the day. That was one habit that saved my butt. Making my coffee every morning was another habit that saved my butt. Meal prepping my protein shakes. All those different habits, like, you know, they really saved my butt, you know. Not speeding, just keeping it steady. When I'm at work, keeping it steady. I kind of got into this weird flow state where I just kept going, man. And that's another thing too, like the people that, especially blue collar workers that have to work like the 12 to 14 hour shifts 5 days a week. I don't know how you guys can do it. Mad respect for you guys, but honestly, this gave me a whole new level of appreciation for people that are in the military, like families, fathers, especially that are in the military, that especially are like on deployment and you don't get to see your family for months at a time. My heart goes out to you guys. The utmost respect. Like, you guys are something different. That's for sure. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about some of the pros and cons. So obviously the pro here is the paycheck, right? Like, the paycheck is gonna be sweet, is gonna be fire. So yeah, the paycheck, man, you can't pass that up. And this was the one time my job was offering overtime, so I had to take it, you know? So that's the biggest pro. And also learning and realizing that like I can make myself do way more than I thought, and I can push through a lot more than I thought on very little sleep. The cons obviously being I had no sleep for those 5 days, didn't see my family for 5 days, and no gym and basically no YouTube for those 5 days. Which leads me into how it affected my passions, which is YouTube and the gym. So I try never to miss an upload. And if you look back at Saturday's video, I did post a video. It was a short 3-minute update. I was sitting in my car. That was actually the day I got Burger King. I made that video in the Burger King parking lot, okay? Don't judge me, but if you judge me, it's all good. I had very little time for any of that. And the only thing I was able to do was post to my story on Instagram, and I would make a real quick TikTok video every day. So if there's ever a time where I have to take a break from making videos, like I almost had to do this past week, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I always leave my usernames in the descriptions of every video, just because like the making short form content, that's the one good thing about it, is that you can do it very quickly. And you know, so because of that, it's much easier to do it daily. That was probably the most depressing thing about it all, was that I had no time to do the thing that I love, which is making videos and going to the gym and doing all that stuff, you know? Like, I'm able to video call my wife on every lunch break, so I got to kind of see them, you know, and like I'd come home late at night and like, you know, my wife and my kids would be there, so I got to go give everybody hugs and kisses before I passed out. But making videos and going to the gym, I literally had no time. Like I said, guys, a lot of my shifts were 4 in the morning until 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And it takes me an hour to drive to and from work. So I'd be waking up at 2:30, not getting home until 8, 8:30. There was literally no time to go to the gym or make a video. So that was probably like the hardest thing that I dealt with this last week. But lastly, I just want to talk about if I would ever work a schedule like this again. And the answer is yes, for one reason and one reason only, and that is my family out there in the living room. Those guys are amazing. They love me. I love them. They deserve the most. They deserve the best that I can give them. So if life ever threw me a curveball where I wound up in a situation where I had to work 12 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, I would do it. And I would do it for the rest of my life. Now, that being said, luckily, I don't have to do that. You know, I'm in a position, thankfully, where my job pays me good and the hours are good and, you know, life and bills, we're not in debt. Like, so, you know, I don't have to work 60 hours a week. But if there was ever a time where I had to, I know I'd be able to, and I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat, hands down. Now, that being said, if in the future my job is like, hey, can you stay over an extra hour? Can you stay over a few hours? I can definitely do that. So, and with all that being said, guys, my camera battery is about to die. I'm about to pass out. I need to get this video edited and try to go spend a little bit of time with the family before bedtime. So, I'm gonna wrap up the video here, guys, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know it's kind of a longer one. I appreciate you guys so much. And we are back on regularly scheduled programming. So, regular videos from now on. The next video should be more of a family vlog. And yeah, just thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. And most importantly, stay sober, dude.